Welcome back to Doc's Hot Shop and Forge. Today we're going to get started on building the pan and plenum for the new coal forge that I'm setting up to go with the anvil that I mounted the other week. This forge is built around an old harrow disc, as it's a convenient size, shape, like nicely domed, and so should be ideal for this application. It even comes with a handy hole right in the middle, just where you need it. The first thing we need to do to start this project is to weld on a rim around the outside edge, just to give the thing a little more depth, so we can line it with some clay, form a nice sized duck's nest, so we can keep the coals where we want them, even when we're manipulating iron in the forge, so it doesn't go falling all over the place. I'll go through the making of the plenum shortly, but in the meantime, let's get started on welding on the lip and some legs. So I'm starting building the pan for the new charcoal forge. So I'm adding a 2-inch lip to this harrow disc. So yeah, bear with me. This will be a step-by-step process. Well, there's the lip welded on. As to how well it's going to stay there, anyone's guess. High carbon. No carbon, high level of stress. At least the stress is circular, so we'll see what happens, because that'll actually provide me with sufficient depth for a reasonable coal fire anyway. This is more to stop coals from wandering off. So right now I'm marking up all the legs. These will be welded to the mild steel frame, not the high tensile steel, so I don't have to go through the whole stress reducing phase again. I've gone for a similar, so these will give me a similar height to the anvil, which is a good thing. Pretty level. The legs need a little bit of bracing, and then I need to figure out how to mount the blower to it. Now, considering I'm going to be using this one outside for the most part, I just need to shorten that leg by a fraction, and then figure out a way to mount the air ducting and ash dump. But otherwise, short of claying it and forming the duck's nest, this thing is pretty much ready. Am I in picture? Okay, so continuing with the work on my charcoal forge, I'm going to quickly sketch out my plan for the ash dump and air supply, so the plenum. So if we've got the bottom of the pan here, we want something that comes down, has a frog flap type arrangement to keep the ash in, and we need an elbow to go to the blower. And somewhere in this, look a little more blowery, and somewhere in this alignment here, we need a means to adjust the airflow. So I'm thinking about putting a sliding plate here, so there's the hole cut into this tube can be occluded and opened to maximum. So coincidentally, I have a hole cutter that is the same diameter as the internal diameter of the blower output. So what I was planning to do with this one is approximately, I haven't quite figured this out yet, probably align it with so the blower is more or less protected by the flange around the forge, so that the risk of sparks and dust getting into it are minimal. So drilling a hole, and then for the tube that comes on, which will be matching square, the end will end up cut so that you've got part of the wall and then you've got a little bit of an offset, and then it's only welded top and bottom here, and that allows you to slide a piece of metal through to act as a gate. Now that gate, so if this now becomes that gate, tab for bending over so it doesn't get pulled all the way out, will have a matching hole in it. So when the two holes align, you get full flow, push in, and you can occlude or close the hole, the airflow altogether. Probably end up adding a longer handle so that it's not something you reach under the forge for. The frog flap will have a heavy weight here so that it keeps the flap closed against air pressure, and then to dump you just flick it up and the ash is dumped out. So with that in mind, let's have a look at the pipe that I've got, which is some square section. It's unfortunately very heavy walled section, much heavier than it really needs to be, and I am considering nipping out to the steel suppliers to get some lighter material, as making this out of the 4mm wall is overkill. So there we go, that's the plan for today. At the end of that, we should have a more or less ready to use forge. It'll need some clay lining just to form the duck's nest, and then the electric's done. Now this comes under the heading of bad ideas, because I honestly think this is going to be way too high revs for what we're doing. Definitely do not try that at home. Alright, let's do the bad idea twice. Oh, right. Okay, so where are we at? Well, we've got the hole done, we've got the recess done. Now it's a matter of welding that into place and ensuring that this continues to slide freely. The holes line up pretty well. That's fairly tight. I don't want to make it any tighter than that. This fits over the blower orifice. I'm going to have to figure out some way to seal it. This end will get welded to the base, and then I just have to make up a hinge mechanism and a frog flap of some description to keep the ash in. So let's zap this together so we can make sure that this works, and then we'll use some of this, some more of this material, which is nicely right size, to make a flap. And see if we can't get this actually welded to the base of the forge today. I am welding zinc plated material, so I will be doing that in a highly ventilated area. Make sure Excellent. So one thing I didn't show was, or haven't shown very well, is welding this on, and what I did wrong and what I've done right. So to weld to this, you really do need to preheat this, otherwise the stresses as this draws more warmth out of the weld will very quickly cause cracking. Right, so we're now at the point where we need to mount the blower, hook up the electric motor and the wiring for the switches and such, and line the pan with clay. Actually, I'm also considering, before doing that, giving the thing a quick brush down with a wire wheel and giving it a coat of potbelly black, just to tidy it up a bit. So when we get to part 2, we'll be claying it. So this isn't to protect the steel per se, as you would with a cast iron riveting forge. This is purely to form the duck's nest, so there's a more concentrated, more structured fire. And once I've got that set up, I'll hook up the wiring for the motor, and then we shall give it a test fire. So that'll probably be later this week. So look out for that one. There's a few other projects on the go at the moment. I'm starting a power hammer build, building some furniture for the house. So look out for those. There's going to be a lot of little things coming up. Suggestions for the 500th subscriber is starting to trickle in, so suggestions currently is reforging pins from the big chain. See about doing that. I've been wanting to make a square punch for a while. So we'll get on with that. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media, and if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are coming up on the 500 subscribers, as I've mentioned, and we're going to be doing a giveaway at that point. So, get out to your shop, have fun, but do stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.